Hey everybody! It's time. It's that time once again. No way. The Bowsette is not into the polycule stuff. Monogamous only. Ain't no way. How's everybody doing? Hang on. We're back with the face cam. But let's, first things first, we gotta pick what model we want to do. So we have a few choices. Lame. We have a few choices. We can do several different guys. So, let's make it a choice between. Let's make it a choice between not like unlimited dudes, but like a few. Let's make it a choice between these 5 that we can start today. So I'll put them on the screen here in a second. No, we're full up on orcs temporarily. I literally don't have another orc model. Let's zoom in. Okay, so option number 1, and we're gonna vote. We're gonna vote with numbers in the chat. So option number 1, we can do the Silver Rook. Why is my thing not on? Oh, there it is. We can do the Silver Rook, and we can do him in a true metallic metal scheme, which was my plan. We can do a Khornite Chaos guy. We can do a Nurgle Demon. This one's a classic. He's got a little Nurgling. We can do a... This is the one that I wanted to do, but we can... I think we've got 1 vote for Moth character. What's going on, Ren? We're voting on the we're voting on the model that we're painting today. I think we've settled, or at least we have 1 vote for Moth guy. Silver Rook or Moth guy. Okay, we get 1 more. Corn or banana. Ooh. So now we've got 2 votes currently for Moth guy. Okay, we get 1 more. You like the War Pick guy? Okay, so it's 2 and 2. I think if we get 1 more, it'll decide it. Or did everybody who's here vote? I think everybody who's here already voted. Okay. Then I'm gonna do random. We're gonna do it by chance. Then hang on. Oh, well, we already decided on chance. So if it lands on this one, it'll be Moth guy. If it lands on this one, it'll be Rook. Let's do it. Nothing. Rook it is. All right. So this guy is called. Hang on. I'm gonna take I'm gonna take this black void away because it's actually making it harder to see. There we go. And the camera seems to like this background better, the construction paper. Anyway, so we're doing the black rook today, or the silver rook today. This one is actually interesting because this is this one's a limited edition made to order only model. So this is the, like, you can't, I don't think you can buy this one anymore. So I'm excited to paint this guy. But we're gonna do him in true metallic metal style. So we have to decide what our base metallic is gonna be. And I think we should start with as dark a base metallic as we can go. So I'm gonna probably actually do heavy metal and put a little bit of black in here just to make it a little darker so that our base metal is dark enough till we can really bring up these highlights to where we like them. I think that's how we're going to start it. I'm doing great though, but how's everybody else doing? Everybody feeling good? Just gonna add a couple drops of black to that. There we go, that's it. A little darker. Nice. Stuck cleaning and just woke up. Equally horrific states of being. I'm just kidding. You know what's cool about this guy too? He's got lots of little symbols that we can mess with. Like I plan on doing like his little berserk symbol that's in the middle of his chest here. It's not an actual berserk symbol, but dang, does it look like one. So maybe this guy can be done in honor of chapter 364 coming out, where we learn that Guts is a child of death, whatever that means. But I also learned that the next few chapters are coming out pretty soon. Like we're getting one in 2 weeks, and then we're getting another one in another 2 weeks, and then another hiatus or another indefinite amount of time. Dragon can probably fill us in on the true timeline, being our eyes on the ground over there. How did I win my game? So I did not win my game through annihilation. So I won it through strategy. Did they expand Skull Knight's lore? Not yet. Well, actually, a little bit, kind of. There actually was a conversation with Skull Knight. What am I talking about? I don't remember the. I need to go back and I need to go back and read it like 17 more times because there's so much packed into it. But Skull Knight did get a little bit of a conversation there. Orcs do strategy. The strategy was kill his magic birds faster than his magic birds can enter the battlefield. So I don't know if you guys have played Spearhead. But in this particular, I really am liking how this metallic is turning out. Look at that, the heavy metal mixed with a little bit of black. That is an excellent shade. I really like that. We can really mess with this a little bit. Just gonna make sure it's even. But what was it? What happened? So in the spearhead game, that particular Tzeentch spearhead, 3 of his cavalry units don't come out until round 2. So he essentially only has 2/3 of his army on the battlefield in round 1. So my goal was to charge fast as possible to get as many of his guys off the field before they arrive. That was and it worked. It worked because it was very difficult in that matchup for him to recover. Meaning that to regain enough momentum to capture the little territories and structures as fast as I was able to capture them. And I didn't have any kind of shooting phase, but he did. But we rolled pretty good. We rolled pretty good. Making sure I didn't miss any portions of them. Wow, I like this. I like this shade a lot. Turn on this brightness just a little. Yeah, that looks really good. Nice and shiny. Okay, so next we're gonna make it even darker in some areas. So we've got to pick, oh, hang on. We are missing just a little spot right there. We've got to pick where we want our true metallic metal portions to shine. But we have to let it dry all the way so it flattens out. No, you don't miss a lot. Actually, the guys that there's no shooting. My guys did not have. They were the Iron Jaws spearhead, which doesn't have any shooting at all. No matter what you do, you miss like just a couple little areas. What's going on, Lizard? Welcome back from the shower. We are painstakingly, evenly coating our Silver Rook, making sure all of his armor is nice and shiny. I think it looks pretty good. This guy is called the Silver Rook. He's one of the made-to-order models that were available for a limited time on Warhammer.com. So this guy you can't get anymore, which is pretty cool. And we're doing true metallic metal on him today because he's actually a fully bust down, encased in metal guy, and he has his little crow friend next to him. Little crow friend, which will be getting its own little paint job. Let me paint his stick first. No, not non-metallic metal, true metallic metal. So meaning that I want to make his metal paint scheme look like a real metal, not cartoon metal. So we're gonna do. It's essentially the same principle. So like you can see it in the camera here. So do you see these super light areas right here, like this shine right here, and then on his helmet over here, and on these little like feather things coming down? we're going to be putting an additional shade down on here, on other areas, and putting a lighter metallic on these same like highlighted areas to sort of permanently affix them. It's literally the same concept as non-metallic metal, but using metallic paints. It's the same thing. But then we also have his little bird friend here, which I also like a lot. So he's got to get his own paint job. No, I don't mean cartoon metal, but I mean like it's like 2D and 3D space metal. And then I also want to do a little. I want to see if I can do a little effect on his little symbol in the center there. I want to see if I can make it like a maybe glow a little bit red or a little bit orange, something like that. It can actually be a little harder because it's tough to like. So for example, like look at this wing piece right here. So see that gradient that's going up like that? You have to redo that, but in metallic. So this is so this color right here is going to be a super light silver, and then it's tarnished up here. It has slightly different rules, exactly. So we just have to decide where we want those shine points to be and stick to it. So I'm probably going to choose something like I like this, the way it looks right here, right now, the way that I'm holding it. So the key is remembering that and then ensuring that the shades go in this area, kind of thing. So step number 1, let's pick, because now we're just about dry. Look over, actually we have some spots. Need some touching up here. It needs to be 100% opaque before we start. So there's some spots in the armpit that didn't get got right there. Right there. Metallics also dry funny, so you have to go over them a second time to make sure that like where it dried actually stayed painted, because they'll settle and leave like these little blank spots in what seems like random areas. So it's still a tricky paint to work with if you're trying to do something special. Where'd everybody go? I don't know. You can still hear their voices. Oh, hang on. I didn't even realize. Let me turn on the little avatars while this dries. It's also Monday. Monday is usually a low attendance day. It's because everybody's like at work. If you're working today and you have a job that demands a lot of hours, today is the day you're going to work the most, because you're catching up from the stuff that got missed on the weekend. So, and we're earlier than normal. We are at 5:30 instead of 6 today. There we go. And let me fix for some reason my camera too, like the actual physical paint cam is a weird resolution. It's like too small. There we go. Okay. Get back to it. So let's decide how we're going to be shading this. And for the shade, we are still going to use like a wash, but I want to use something that will complement the not arcane, not the silver one. Looking around, here we go. So we're going to use the sterling silver shade because it's got a little bit of blue in it, and I like the idea that it has a little bit of a blue hint. Just a tiny bit. Okay, so the way that we're going to do this is we're still going to get it in the recesses, but we're going to go up like this. Because we don't actually want to get it on everywhere. But we do want it in the cracks, so to speak, so that they get really dark. So we're going to have to do that a couple of times. And then we want it here. And here. And we may need to go over this, yeah, once or twice. This leg is going to get a lot of it. And the underside of this hand. And the underside of the beak here, like the bottom of the helmet. So we're dulling the dark areas while leaving the upper areas really shiny. Like we're just exaggerating all of the reflections as much as we can. And I'm just using what I can see from the light to try and do this. Spot under the arm here. And in this little recess. Yeah, I really like how this has a little tinge of blue in it. Do different companies' metallics have different qualities? Absolutely. Absolutely. Some are great, like for example, Citadel is crazy thick with their metal, like it's like paste almost. They use a really, really thick medium. And really not just all their metallics, almost all of their paints, but it's extremely, extremely thick, and that can be temperamental to work with. Because metallics specifically, you don't really want to thin them. Because if you thin them, the metallic particles start to behave weird. And what I mean is like they don't act like regular paint. So it's hard to predict where they're going to go when you thin down a metallic paint. And we'll do some up here. Now we have to wait for that to dry all the way. Just checking the back. Let's do the back side now while we're waiting for that. So the back is also even more exaggerated. It's got this really peak shine up here. And we're gonna make that even more. So see how dark I just made, like how much darker I made the bottom? Exactly what we want. And we're doing it here as well, this little corner. And right here. Going down the leg. Same thing with the bottom here. I'm trying to turn the contrast way, way, way up. By strategically staining, essentially. That way it dries faster. To dry brush? Dry brushing, I would say... and this could sound like a shill, but I would say Army Painter. I really like how they behave. They have a really good, even consistency from everything that I've done with them. And they mix really well. That's the other thing, is that separation will happen to you. And the least amount of separation, the better. And from the metallics that I made, like for example, this is an Army Painter metallic, and I really like how it works and how it feels. And I would recommend it. Okay, let's go back to the front. Let's take a look. Okay, so see how exaggerated the dark spots are now? We're going to make it even worse, quote unquote, by applying a light metallic on the areas where we want the reflection to be even darker. So let's pick a nice silvery metallic. And this, I will say, there is one paint that one type of metallic that I would strongly urge caution when using, and that's actually big metal. That one's a nice silvery. These right here, Vallejo Metal Colors. These are so thin because you can spray them through an airbrush that you will not be able to dry brush with these. It'll just go on like water. So this is really for like base coating, is what I would say. So be careful with some people will recommend these because they are fantastic, but they are not good for panel lining. They're not good for dry brushing. They're way, 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 way too thin. You really got to know what you're doing with those. What model? The shifter paints have not come in yet, but I will be picking. I'll pick the model and I'll you know what? You know what I'll do? How about this? Do you want it to be an organic piece, or do you want it to be a metallic piece? Do you want it to be like a creature, or like a bunch of like you want to see shifting stuff on like a Zinch soldier? You tell me, because I will get the model that looks that looks the most like what you want to use it for. Because what are you trying to use it for again? Tell me that. That will help me make those choices. Your village has no TV. Okay, we are taking this plate metal color, which is much, much brighter. The Imperial one. Really? Something like that then. Okay. So this plate mail color is way, way brighter than the silver that we had on there. So we're picking out all the areas that had the highest level reflection. And we're applying that here. Vehicles, okay. And actually, what I'd like to do here is I'm going to do some stippling. And what it means is I'm going to add some texture here. So I'm going to, you know what, actually? This is actually a much, much better option for our little... We can use our little sponge, or you can use a dry brush like this, where you can just like dab. In fact, that might be what that's actually what we're going to try first, because this will add some textures to the metallic. Yeah, I like that. Okay, do it up here. Like it's got some character. Here. We had some this side of the shoe. In the front of this pec right here. Okay. So take a look at this. He's still real shiny, but he's got lots of different levels of shine now. So let's actually turn down the brightness a lot. So he's gotten more differentiation than the uniform that we had before. So let's do this back here. And we're not done yet, by the way. So let's do the back portion up here. So making that a little more like pocked up by adding this kind of textured metallic there. Same thing with this back of the calf. And over here. Something chaos, that would be cool. Okay. I'll pick something good for you. Okay, but see how much, okay. So look how much more differentiation is on the back here now. This looks much more like real metal than before, where it was that regular shift all throughout. This is what true metallic metal is supposed to look like. And then we're going to turn it up even more by doing some edge highlighting on here. But what do you think of this? Because what we did first was we put down a dark tone, we darkened it up even more down here, and brightened it up extra high with a slightly bluer and brighter metal. And it caused the whole thing to kind of turn into a little bit more tarnished. Do you see how it's pocked up? Because of the texture that we put down. So this is supposed to look like what real metal would have looked like. That's true metallic metal. A little bit right here. Okay. Look back at the front. Make sure we're happy with what that looks like. I think we could use just a little more highlighting here. Or here. There we go. So like this is another good example. That little wing. By adding that kind of textured gradient, it looks a little bit more realistic. Green stuff does it. What's going on? Novita. Okay, and then for the final highlights, we're going to use the brightest silver that we can. This one is mithril. It's almost chrome, to add some really peak highlights here, including and especially to the darkest areas. So where there's a really dark area, we want to add like little glints here and there. Yes, exactly. So for example, let's add some glints to, like, for example, the little end of the bird feather there. Like that. We'll have that trail up. Same thing with this one. $5 foot long. If only it still were. If only it still were. Now let's do up here. What happened to the wimpy kid? Oh yeah, I'll send it to you. No problem. Right now we're just edge highlighting all the little areas for our true metallic metal scheme. This is kind of the hardest part because metallic is so finicky. It has to be really, really, what I want to say is dry. You want your metallics to be dry for your edge highlighting, because if they're too wet, it will just leak into the rest of the model. And you can't help it. Through the book at the wimpy kids. Next objective. No, it's okay. I understand. But I like that everybody's enjoying the soundtrack today. No, I know, but I think that everyone's kind of jamming today extra. Excellent. Well, we are heavy, heavy, heavy on the chiptune. We love it. There we go. Okay. Now I'm gonna paint the pants here. I'm gonna do a really, really dark shade for the pants, just so we can have a contrast from the metallics, because he is wearing, believe it or not, leather pants. But I'm gonna try and make it like a weird medievally gray leather. Yep, he's got leather pants on. Yes, exactly, a fire in the sky. Welcome, Bingus. We're doing non-metallic, not non-metallic metal. We're doing true metallic metal today. So we're trying to make paint a hyper-realistic metal scheme as best we can. Hey, thank you for the subscription. Oh, thank you, Bingus. 7 subs. Thank you so much, Bingus. Have a good day at work. Sorry, I'm being so quiet. I'm just trying to be careful with this highlighting stage. There we are. How realistic do you guys think that looks? Is what I'm saying about this even making more sense? Like, is it helping with the idea of what true metallic metal is supposed to be doing? Because true metallic metal is sort of hard to explain. It's not like non-metallic metal even. We got a leather belt going across the middle there. And a little leather satchel right here as well. Gotta be careful with this guy. He's got like secret detail. It's hard to see because so much of him is metal. But it helps the rest of it stand out. So now let's actually highlight the the pants and the belt so that they stand out more, because that will help the metal look even more stark. Very cool. Yeah, that is amazing. Wow. That's good that you were in there. Good class to have. As long as you learn something anyway. How do you guys like my leather scheme? My worn leather on the butt cheek scheme. I think it looks pretty realistic, don't you? Really? Is the audio messed up, or is it just like really slow? Hang on.